Massive vote of confidence in the Office of the Special Prosecutor as UK High Commissioner supports its handling of the controversial Bianca case.
Happy that the Office of the Special Prosecutor was able to seize those assets, and I think that for those institutions like the Office of the Special Prosecutor, like Yoko, like NACO, all of those organisations need to be independent, and government needs to support them in following those investigations through to hold people to account.
It is the Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair weekend. We will tell you what you can do to prevent foul smell of the upholstery of your car seats and furniture at home. Will be on the ground live. We are live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. This is your home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Stay for details. And to our first story, effective next academic year, the Junior Common Room or JCR system of hall management at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology is abolished. That is the position taken by the university's council at an emergency meeting on Friday. This comes at the back of the clash between Unity and University halls a few days ago. The decision is communicated in a press statement released a while ago. Kweku Asante joins me via Zoom with a statement. Kweku, let's begin with a little background of what has led to this.
So, Mamiesi, for the past few years now, there have been persistent clashes between halls of residence on the various university campuses. This is not only a KNUST problem, it's been a University of Ghana problem as well as UCC, where there are halls that are saying they are fighting for quote-unquote supremacy. These clashes have continuously led to the damage of properties. Vehicles have been burned, students have been damaged, students have been injured, and the police have always said that they've been on the manhunt for these suspects and these perpetrators of these crimes. They have not been able to do so. So managements of the various universities have always tried to take specific actions that can put a lid on this issue. And KNUST now thinks that abolishing JCRs on these campuses will be the problem. And so it's been such a thorny issue for managements to deal with these persistent clashes, bringing the names of these universities into dispute. Right.
Take us through the 6-point statement.
So the first thing management has done, and let me quote, it says, with effect from the 2023-2024 academic year, the junior common room system of hall management by students is abolished. This means there will be no student selection for hall executives. The existing governance structure comprising hall councils, hall masters, and senior tutors would continue to operate in the management of affairs of the halls. In addition, hall fellows will be appointed and assigned to floors or blocks to exercise direct supervision. Hall weeks and SRC week celebrations have also been suspended indefinitely. The second point is that any student who participates in the organization of quote morale and or processions shall be summarily dismissed. Third, any student who is or caught to be harboring dismissed, rusticated, withdrawn students and alumnus or alumna in his or her room in any of the halls of residence shall be sanctioned appropriately. The statement continues that students who indulge in any act which will warrant dismissal will have their names and pictures widely published in the national dailies. The fifth point, students who are rusticated, these are students who are sacked for various offenses, shall have their names published internally for the attention of the university community. And then finally, Council vehemently condemns the recent disturbances and supported the ongoing investigation by the Ghana Police and University authorities. The Works Council decision that any student found culpable shall be dealt with accordingly with the rules of the university, and also such persons shall be further prosecuted by the state.
Thank you very much, Kweku Asante. And on to some security issues. President Akufo-Addo is deploying more resources to Ghana's border with neighboring Burkina Faso to ensure the country does not become the battleground for terrorist activities. Already, Ghana and some West African countries have set up a military standby force to fight the insurgents. He's confident only a strong collaboration between the citizens and the security agencies can help defeat the insurgents who have prioritized Ghana as the next target of attacks. The president was addressing the visiting United States of America Congress Committee on Foreign Relations.
The issue of security accepted combination of measures whereby, apart from stepping up the security response, so now we've got on our borders forward operating bases of our armed forces, which are being built up a little bit too slowly for my liking, but then that's largely a question of means on our northern border. We're also undertaking the socioeconomic interventions that are equally important in providing some hope for the populations along the border areas, so that the recruitment of young, idle people by the jihadists is something that is lessened. It's an ongoing battle, if you like, struggle, but it is one we're determined to win, because we want to make sure that this country continues to be a beacon of stability, a beacon of peace, and also, as I said, of democratic engagement in our part of the world. So these are some of the major preoccupations that we have had, and as a result of our thoughts on this and the efforts we made to interest some of our neighbors, we came up with the Accra Initiative. And the Accra Initiative initially grouped together the immediate neighboring nations: Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, together in a defense and security sharing system, so that we can heighten our capacity to try and master in common this jihadist threat. It's turned out to be a very progressive and very valuable step that was taken.
So, who are the insurgents and where do they come from? President Akufo-Addo has been providing some answers.
The West African region, which a few years ago was thought to be a haven of stability and democratic engagement on the continent, is now seriously challenged. And the challenge emanates from the jihadist insurrection that found root in Mali. With the downfall of Muammar Gaddafi, it transpired that many of the insurgents, warriors, jihadist warriors, who had been driven out by you from the Middle East, from Iraq, to some extent from Afghanistan, found themselves in Libya. And when Gaddafi fell, both they and their arms crossed the Sahara and found refuge in the northern parts of Mali. That's over nearly 10 years ago. And since then have been systematically waging a war in Mali, which is now spread across the entire Sahel, Niger, Burkina Faso, and is now also coming southwards. We've had terrorist outrages in Togo, which is our eastern neighbor. We've had terrorist outrages in Cote d'Ivoire, which is our western nation, and Burkina Faso, which is our northern neighbor, is now almost the epicenter, apart from Mali, of the jihadist insurrection in West.
President Akufo-Addo also encouraged collaboration between citizens and the security agencies to fight insurgents. Security consultant Richard Kumado has been suggesting ways to bridge the gap between the two. He spoke to Samuel Kujubris on Joy News Prime.
Is the stretch of the border and the nature of activities around the border. What we will need to do is that the threat we are dealing with is both regional and global, and we will need a superior security management strategy, particularly along our border lines, if you want to make that place as one of the key areas of red flags you want to pick. So definitely the Burkina Faso border, as the president alluded, has become a safe haven for people who are engaged in the business of terrorism. And so that is what you are saying. Take one of the strategies of Grand Paris and adapt it. Public engagement, number one. Number two is providing security awareness, or what we call security education. Then number three, carry the fear and address the anxiety of the general public. And we will encourage our men and women in uniform, particularly the green uniform, to be a bit more circumspect, to be disciplined, and to play by the rules. And once they can do these three things at the same time, which is not difficult for them to do because it's part of the trainings we have anyway, it brings everybody along, particularly the media and some key people who are stakeholders, who are civilians, that you might need their critical input at all times when it comes to dealing with crime and the dangerous one as terrorism we are talking about.
There is a massive vote of confidence in Special Prosecutor Kese Jabin, whose work has attracted the support of the UK High Commissioner to Ghana. The latest investigations by the OSP revealed the approval of illegal tax waivers to local frozen foods company La Bianca by the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Though La Bianca has refunded to the state in excess of 1 million Ghana cedis, both the company and the Customs Division have rejected any wrongdoing.
Since 3 days ago, what has been happening? A report purporting or coming from the Office of the Special Prosecutor trying to indict the Deputy Commissioner of Operations and myself. And anybody who has read that report very well will know the basis of that. And luckily for me, God is always on my side. Before that report came, that person had made a statement to some people who had come to them. He was going to publish something that will discredit me, and he will do that. And I even sent people to go and tell him that he's a small boy. I'm older than him. I have lived a meaningful life. If he attempts to destroy me, it won't be easy for him. People have tried it. I have survived. And this one too, I'll survive. Happened. One of the reasons was because of Mr. Akurugu. He wanted Mr. Akurugu to be seconded to his office, and I said no. Mr. Akurugu is a customs officer, primarily employed to do customs work. And he is to partner Mr. Akutofachin in that office, African Continental Free Trade Area. He deals with tariffs and valuation, and therefore, I cannot second him to the Office of the Special Prosecutor because he has a primary role to play in customs. And then he comes back through the Commissioner General. And again, I said, I insist, and we'll go by that he has a primary role. It is when I don't have a role for him, or I can dispense with his services, I have others to do what he's going to do, that I will give him to you. So I insist. And he calls me to his office when in relation to La Bianca. And at the end of it, he talks to me about this same matter. And I said, yes, it is not the Commissioner General. I wrote it. Go and check it. And I have my reasons. He will not be released to you. He will be in customs. And then behind me, he goes to resign. He's given the position of Commissioner of Police a rank, and he's now with your office. And he goes to make allegations that Mr. Duce and myself, we hate him, and they will deal with us. So that is it. That is the basis of that publication. But if you read it very well, there's nothing in it. It's hollow. It's actuated by malice. And those who are behind it, they know themselves. They know themselves. They've tried it several times. It is not working, and it won't work. I'm ready for any prosecution. That's what he must do. Not to say that they should do further investigations up to 2017. Up to 2015, I have letters written by Deputy Commissioner Demis Agavo granting similar things. And I produced them when he called me. He didn't have the letters, but I had the letters. My predecessor, Mr. Crenson, had those letters. This is common practice in customs. If you want to remove me, I have no problems. I won't be Commissioner of Customs forever. I'm ready to go, but don't disgrace me.
But in what appears to be a real vote of confidence in the work of the OSP, the UK's High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, said Mr. Kissia Jabin must continue to discharge his mandate of fighting corruption, regardless of who is involved. In the following excerpt of the yet-to-be-aired interview on The Probe with MFR Powell, Harriet Thompson was first asked about her assessment of press freedom in Ghana.
So Ghana has a really proud tradition, as I've mentioned before, out of that freedom of expression, people being able to talk about the things that bother them, being able to raise the issues that are of concern to people and explore those fully. In talking with some representatives of the media, I have heard some concerns about that freedom just tightening a bit and people feeling worried about speaking out, worried about raising the issues that they think people need to know about. I know from my conversations with government, on the other hand, that they're really committed to protecting that media freedom that's such an important part of Ghana's democracy. So it's a complicated picture. Again, that Ghana's no different in that respect. But I do feel that maintaining that space to speak openly, speak freely is a really important part of democracy's growing in strength and stability.
And from where you stand, do you think that people are able to express themselves freely in this country?
I think on the whole they are. I know that there are some instances where people have felt that they've been they've come under pressure for trying to do that. And I think it's really important that those instances are properly understood so that they can be avoided in the future. But I do believe that that commitment to freedom of the media is strong amongst Ghana's population and in the government.
But there are some who would say that even you, for instance, you expressed yourself freely and you came under attack. There are those who also express themselves and the use of fake news laws are used on them, amongst others. You don't think that's a cause for concern?
It is a cause for concern, and that's why I say I think that every time there are reports of this happening, they've got to be investigated properly. We've got to get to the bottom of it and really understand what's happening. And I applaud those journalists here in Ghana specifically, but more widely as well, who really take risks in order to keep on pushing to get the public the information that it needs, that it deserves.
Our dip in press freedom ranking, is it a cause for concern for you from where you sit?
I think it's a real shame for Ghana, yeah, I do. And that's why I think that government's commitment to media freedom, as I say in the conversations that I've had with those representatives, is important to hold on to that. And Ghana's journalists continuing to do the great job that they do in investigating and in putting the words out, I think is important and will help see Ghana go back up those ratings.
You foresee that we're going back up the ratings?
I hope it will happen, right? But it's not going to happen on its own. It will need concerted effort. So some decisions about taking a stance when we hear about those instances of things happening not as they should.
Our handling of corruption issues and its related matters as a country, what's your own assessment of the situation?
So I was surprised arriving in Ghana about the strength of feeling around corruption, and certainly the perceptions are that corruption is getting worse in Ghana. And that's a real worry, I think, for Ghana. So again, like media freedom, government really needs to understand where those concerns are coming from and really needs to get under the skin, investigate properly, hold people to account to that. It was great to see, for example, the Office for Special Prosecutor recently, I think, seizing the profits, seizing the assets of a well-known company. That's a great example of those institutions being able to do their job.
You're talking about the LaBianca issue?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're happy about the handling so far of that particular issue?
So I'm happy that the Office of the Special Prosecutor was able to seize those assets, and I think that for those institutions, like the Office of the Special Prosecutor, like Yoko, like NACO, all of those organisations need to be independent. They need to be able to do their jobs without fear or favour, and government needs to support them in following those investigations through to hold people to account.
On that particular issue, you're concerned about the interagency row that this particular LaBianca issue has created?
So working across agencies is always difficult. I've done it myself in the UK. Bringing law enforcement agencies together is hard. It is hard, but it's got to happen. It's absolutely essential. I'm sure those agencies are working behind the scenes with government to improve that collaboration, because it's only by working together that we'll really crack these intractable problems.
You can catch the full interview on The Probe tomorrow evening. We can now take the editorial with Araba Kumsin.
Corruption is an animal that fights you fiercely when you fight it. Oh yes, it won't back down easily, even though it is clearly in the wrong. But don't take my word for it. Take it from someone who has looked corruption in the face and vowed to fight it. Former Auditor Daniel Dominovo, Auditor General, fought corruption intensely, even at the risk of losing his job. We all know how that went eventually. But back to the issue of corruption. It's common knowledge that this is a serious canker in this country. In fact, in 2019, the Ghana Integrity Initiative quantified it. And you know what? The country loses close to $3 billion to corruption annually. $3 billion every year. Money that can go into the provision of critical social amenities, whether it's hospitals, schools, or roads, etc. And we are a developing country. We have a tall list of needs. And these needs require money, lots of it. And how do we finance these needs? Through the generation of revenue locally or support from our international donors. And that support is declining. But one of the ways we generate huge revenue in this country is through duties. These are taxes we collect at the ports, which will ostensibly go into the national kitty for national development. For, among others, the building of schools, roads, etc., hospitals, among others. But some people are not paying these taxes. They have found ways to circumvent the system. We have all heard reports about corruption at the ports. These allegations of corruption did not start today.
I'm really upset, and I think that I should let you know. Officers of customs, you are Ghanaian citizens. You have to help us to build a better Ghana. Every day we hear reports about malpractices, people collecting bribes with careless abandon, people who think that they are entitled to take bribes. How can we get rid of corruption?
So this is as far back as February 2011, when the late President John Evans Atta Mills, may he rest in peace, stormed the ports and unleashed his anger over the attitude of custom officers, some of who were caught on tape engaging in bribery and corruption to divert taxes owed to the state and enrich themselves. His strategy to fight corruption is what has become known as the Anas Principle. And oh boy, did it reveal what most of us, had suspected all along. The corruption being perpetrated by some customs officials at the ports was endemic. The Anas Principle had effectively unearthed the rot in the system there. It was a principle that even then candidate Akufo-Addo promised to employ.
Setting up highly motivated professional groups of young people who will work, if you like, as it were, undercover to unearth examples of corruption wherever they can find it, and thereby allow the authority to deal with the issue. Because not only do you unearth the corruption, but you actually deal with it in terms of sending people to court, prosecuting them. Hopefully the courts will cooperate and make sure that the offenders are found guilty.
Almost 10 years later, we are yet to see if that principle is actually being used and whether people are actually being prosecuted. Which brings me to the recent controversy involving the head of the Customs Division of the GRA, Colonel Retired Kwejo Damwa, and the owner of the frozen foods company, LaBianca Company Limited. The Office of the Special Prosecutor had in its investigations accused the owner, who is a member of the Council of State, of influence peddling. The report said she used her influence as a member of the Council of State to secure a favorable reduction in benchmark values on the goods she imported. So essentially, she had avoided paying a little over 1 million cedis in import duties to the state. which has subsequently been recovered. So both she and the customs boss were fingered in this allegation of corruption. Of course, as Daniel Domelevo famously said, when you fight corruption, corruption will fight you back.
He was going to publish something that will discredit me, and he will do that. And I even sent people to go and tell him that he's a small boy. I'm older than him. I have lived a meaningful life. If he attempts to destroy me, it won't be easy for him.
Now, whether the special prosecutor is a small boy or an old man has nothing to do with the substantive issues being raised. But this whole episode raises questions about our commitment to the fight against corruption. We know the move to digitize the ports has had some successes. We applaud the Vice President for that. But if government really wants to demonstrate commitment to fighting this problem, especially at the ports, which has the potential to generate even more revenue to meet our developmental needs, especially at this time that we are confronted with the economic crisis, we need money and lots of it, then we need to face corruption squarely and beat it down. The question is, Mr. President, is your government ready to fight?
Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana and play Joy FM.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Listen to Joy FM, Hits FM, Love FM, live on your Amazon Echo. Listen to your favorite multimedia radio stations live on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open Multimedia Ghana, play Joy FM or Hits FM or Love FM. Or catch up on your favorite podcast by saying, Alexa, play, and then the name of your favorite podcast from Multimedia Ghana. For a list of all podcasts available, say Alexa. Ask Multimedia Ghana to browse programs. Alexa, welcome to Multimedia.
It did not affect your relationship with the police, at least it's still intact.
As far as I'm concerned, it's in the past. It was a misunderstanding. Our relationship is too important for a misunderstanding like that to affect it. So no, I want to reassure people that it has not, and it will not. I'm Harriet Thompson, British High Commissioner to Ghana. I'll be joining Emefe Powell on The Probe on the Joy News channel at 8 p.m. this Sunday. Please watch.
Dirty and foul-smelling upholstery of furniture at home and car seats continue to remain a challenge for many. Founder and creative director at Kalira Designs, Masiana Abavana, is advising persons who live in humid areas to use leather or plastic leather to make their furniture or car seats. This, she says, will make it easier to clean and also prevent it from absorbing sweat. She has been given tips on how to keep your furniture clean, even when you decide to use fabric for the upholstery. Maxwell Ababa has more from the ongoing EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center, and it joins us live. Maxwell, tell us more about Kalira Designs and other happenings at the conference center.
I had about 5% discount. I also had of 10% discount. Then on Thursday, I had of 15% and 20% discount. Get what I'm hearing today. I've been to some stores here at the Accra International Conference Center, and I'm hearing 50% discounts on some products here at the AICC. If you're not here, you are missing out. Right about now, though, we are here at Kalira Consult, Kalira Design. Just 2 days ago, I entered a barbering shop, and just when I was waiting for my turn, guess what? I sat on a sofa in the barbering shop. The foul smell, emanating from the sofa was so unbearable. But there's a solution to that. I'm sure you've had an experience. You sat in an Uber, you sat in a vehicle, and you didn't like the smell in the car and how dirty it was looking. There's a solution to that. Kalira Consults, Masiana Bavana, she's been doing a lot of work in that area. She'll be telling us more. Masiana.
Yes, hello, hi.
So I was just telling our viewers about my experience when I sat in an Uber, and then just this week in a barbering shop. The sofa was so dirty, smelling. What causes that?
So fabric, just like most materials, it absorbs smells, it absorbs humidity gets into it, and all that, adds up to give it a funny smell. So generally, furniture, just like our clothes, we must clean it. When you go, you must always make sure you vacuum clean it. You must always air it. Furniture, especially most of the fabrics we use, the permeable ones, 20% humidity is what will generally keep it okay. But in Ghana, we have very high humidity rates. And so we always have a lot of, if someone sweats and sits in it, the smell will get in. So you have to air out your furniture a lot. And then you should vacuum your furniture a lot. It really helps to take away most of the smells. And then just cleaning it a lot. When something spills on it, take soap and water and clean it immediately. Even that alone will help the longevity of the fabric. Yes.
And then also another solution also is to use what? Leather?
Yes, you could use leather. You could use genuine leather, which is very expensive. A lot of what is on the market is actually PU leather, what you call, it's like a plastic leather. Yeah. It's really good quality. The problem is that also in this heat, at very high temperatures, those fabrics can sort of crack or break. Yeah. So it doesn't really last that long. They are very good quality plastic leather though, which you can find. If you use that would really help. And then you clean it and just generally take care of it very well. I think Ghanaians, we don't have a very good maintenance culture. Yeah. And so we buy it when we expect it to just be okay for as long as we want it to be to use it. But I mean, cleaning it, if you use plastic leather, that's very good. If you use real leather and you have real leather that is coated really well, cleaning it from time to time will also really be really good.
But this is where you also come in. You do a lot of work in this area. Yes. Tell us what you do and how people can find you.
Sure. So we make furniture locally. We use plastic leather. We use not regular upholstery. And we are trying to change the whole skepticism around buying locally made furniture. So our ethos is, as I said, black excellence. We do everything with the best fabrics we have, and when you come to us, we will actually tell you how to take care of our furniture. Most of our furniture are really good quality, so if anything spills on it, you can just actually clean with the water and soap and it will go. We are available in North Jowolo near Fiesta Royal Hotel, just about 200 meters up the road from Fiesta Royal towards Gimpa. Our phone number is 055-1099-372. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Our Instagram handle is Kalira_interiors. And our Facebook is Kalira Interiors on Facebook, yes.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Masiana Abavana.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so yeah. So from Kalira Consult, let's go to ABS Glazing Unlimited. They've also been doing some amazing work when it comes to UPVC and aluminum windows, doors and curtain walls. They are located at Spintest, and this is their stall. Let's talk to them. Let's find out from them how we can reach them, get to know what they do. Hi.
Hi.
You're welcome to join you.
Okay, I'm Daniel Boati Owusu from ABS Glazing Limited.
Okay, Daniel Boati. Daniel, tell us, what do you do at ABS Glazing?
For ABS Glazing Windows, we manufacture UPVC and aluminum windows and doors, curtain wall as well.
Curtain walls as well. Okay. So, these are what?
These are aluminum windows, okay. Sliding windows. We have the anodized aluminum. It's a thermal brake system from Turkey. Yeah, for high quality project, big time project, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Are you giving any discounts here?
Yeah, we are running a promotion for this fair. Okay. And when you buy 15 windows or more, you get a free PVC door.
Okay.
Yes, 15 windows or more, you get PVC door.
Wow, yeah. Nice. So, ABS Glazing, what makes you stand out from the rest?
We are unique because we are the pioneers in UPVC in Ghana. Yes, yes. We are the pioneers.
And you've worked on some really big projects.
Currently, we are doing chain homes.
Chain homes?
Chain homes, yes. Currently, we are doing all the windows there.
You are doing all the windows?
At chain homes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We've done real estate like Kotko, Regmano Estate, Safi Properties. We have done public sector building, Senate building, GRA at Aflao, yes, and hotels like Lambata Hotel in Kumasi as well. Yeah.
Tell you what, the most important reason why you have to be here is that all our exhibitors are leading players, in their sector where they find themselves. They are top players, they are pioneers, they are the leaders. So if you come here, you get to meet them and then interact with them. So how can people reach you?
You can reach us on 0302 811 001 or 027 182 7515, 0277 51 94 97. And also on Instagram at ABS Glazing Limited. Yeah.
Thank you very much for talking.
You're welcome.
We can use this exit, right? Perfect. Okay, great. So let's use this exit. Let's get to talk to other exhibitors here. Remember, it's the Habitat Fair weekend. It's very busy here. Very soon, I'll be taking you outside to see the food courts here. So like I always say, all you have to do, when you get up from bed, just come to the Accra International Conference Center, eat here at the food courts just outside, and then walk in. Now you can walk in with just a plan to build, your own home, and then you live here, getting to know and getting to be in contact with people who can help you build from scratch to finish. Yeah, it's easy like that, easy peasy. I always say, hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Lilia.
Okay, Lesh Fortune Limited.
Yes, please.
What do you do?
We are into home and office furnishing.
Okay.
We have stock of beautiful curtains, blinds. We have stock of walls. We have carpets. We have wall hangings. Everything interior.
Everything interior. Okay. What is to be here? Yeah. Everything interior.
Yes.
Great.
So we have.
A
wide range of fabrics.
Okay.
Yes, you can choose from.
Okay. What do you advise to a potential homeowner? What should they consider for their decor? Like you're moving to a new home. What should you think of?
First of all, you have to consider your personality.
Your personality?
Yes. What kind of person are you? Okay. Then it informs us what you like, or to inform you what you like. Some people like nature. And so when we are furnishing for such people, we want to have things of nature. Very natural looking things. That's what we interest such a person.
A lot of grain?
Browns,
not really green.
Not really greens, brown, the beiges, earth colors. Yes, such colors amuse people who love nature. Yes, so we do that. Then when we have looked at your personality, we have to look at your color combination, choice of furniture style, texture. It all informs what we'll do for you. Yes.
So how can people get in touch with you?
We are on the Spintex Road. We are very close to a place called Ndaka. Papa's Pizza, all that, yes. Lesh Fortune Limited is located in this area. And we have been doing this for a long time. We are very mindful of the economic situation, so with a small budget, we can still decorate beautifully for you. Yes, yes.
Any discounts you're giving here?
Yes, from this fair, if you come to this exhibition or refer to this exhibition later on after the fair, you have a 10% discount.
10% discount?
It's a huge one on furnishing. 10% discount is a huge one. And so, and with Lesh Fortune, you can be assured of work done beautifully, and for many years, you will not need to change anything. You can also contact us on phone number 0244 265588 or 0302 811 63.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, don't miss out on the discounts, yeah? Don't miss out on the discounts here at the Accra International Conference Center. She's giving 10% discount. Like I mentioned earlier, today I've heard of 50% discount. Blue Rose Limited and their real estate company. They are giving 10% discount on all their houses here.
Yes, please.
10% discount.
Exactly.
Wow,
so
tell us more.
We are offering 10% discount on all our properties. That's for customers who will be visiting our stand from today till Sunday. So we will urge everybody to come to the conference center. And aside even this 10% discount, it will still run from the 1st of September to the end of the year.
Okay.
So for more details, just come to our stand and then we'll brief you on all of them.
So, thank you. How do we reach you?
Okay, so you can reach us via telephone, that's 055 300 5768 or 0593 737488. Or you can visit our website, www.blueroselimited.com.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us. Okay. So there's a lot to see here. I remember yesterday I was interacting with the Chief Executive Officer for Asida Drilling. And Asida Drilling is into borehole drilling. Amongst others, they are into borehole drilling. And the CEO was actually telling me how, it is important within this period of, of tariff adjustments to get a borehole at home to complement, the water supply that I get from the Ghana Water Company Limited. He says that it's a very sustainable way of getting easy access to water, especially in times of erratic, water supply. And I thought that was, very, very useful, especially in these times. And this is just advice that I got from Asida Drilling. A lot of our experts here, business here, are not just giving you ideas or giving you their contacts to call them to come and buy their product. They're also giving you advice. So when you come here, for instance, rent to own, the experts here would advise you on how to go about the construction of your home, that dream that you have, making it, come into reality. Let me speak to one of the reps here. Sorry, can I interrupt? Sorry, just 1 minute. Loretta, can we talk to you? I have to pay you. Don't worry, I'll pay you. Loretta, can we talk to you, please? Yeah. So, rent to own the planned city extension project. Loretta, tell us, what's happening?
Oh, a lot is happening, actually.
Okay. I see you've been busy from Wednesday.
It's always like that here.
So, rent to own. How do people get in touch with you? What are you offering?
Okay, so basically we are offering lands and houses, but with our package, it's more or less like we call it demand driven. So it's not like we've put up the homes already for those who are now coming on board. When you make your choice from the options we have, you start paying towards it. We also make preparations to build for you. However, you don't need to finish paying for the whole property. When you've made payments up to a minimum of 20%, you are given access. You can move in, you can rent it out. Then you continue to pay like you are paying monthly rents. When you finish paying, it becomes your property. Yes, and we have lands for sale as well. So for those who want to do their own designs, you can acquire the land. We can build for you, or you can bring in your own contractors to work on it for you.
So how can people contact you?
Okay, so our office is on the Central University campus, Mutual Pram Pram. And you can also reach us on 05555 30300. I'll take that again, 05555 30300 or 0577 911 101.
Thank you for talking to us, Loretta.
You're welcome, Maxwell.
Okay, yeah.
I see you.
I see you. So that's it. The planned city extension rent to own. But if you're talking about robust security, if you're talking about security, you're definitely thinking about Superlock Technologies Limited. They are noted for their security doors, but guess what? They have some very new things also as well. One of them is Super Kitchen, right? What's your name?
I'm Susan.
Susan, tell us about Super Kitchen, Superlock Technologies Limited.
Okay, so Superlock Technologies is basically a company that deals with security doors. We do internal doors, we do burglar proof, we do super kitchens, we do carports, we do pergola, we have a lot of products, yes.
I understand that many of the banks here, many of the banks in Ghana use your security door.
Yes, please.
Especially because the keys cannot be duplicated.
Yes.
And then what are the
it's made of galvanized steel. It has a mechanism called the self-destructive mechanism that when someone is trying to use a different key apart from the key we give you, the bolts will lock firmly into the frames, preventing the person from going inside. And it locks all around. We have a geometric locking system, so it locks all around, making it very firm. And our doors also weigh, for our basic security door, it weighs 50 kg, and the security the design security doors weighs about 70 to 80 kg. So
you have fireproof doors as well?
Yes, we have fireproof. Yes, and the fireproof door can prevent fire for like 1 hour 30 minutes. It has the same. It's made of the same security features and other.
You know, recently in Kumasi or in the Ashanti region, we had the situation where a pregnant woman and then her 2 children sadly died in a fire that got to their home. And unfortunately, they couldn't step out of the room. That's what the fire service actually told us. If they had a door like the fireproof door, I'm sure, you know, one way or the other, they could have found it.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Tell us about your super kitchen before we go.
So our super kitchens, we design them to fit your space. So first of all, we'll come to the place, we'll take the measurement, you come to our showroom. We have a lot of beautiful kitchens displayed there. So you choose the design you want, and then we will now design the kitchen to fit your desire and your space.
How can people reach you? What numbers can they reach you?
Okay, so our numbers are, you can dial hash 999, that's the line, and also, I don't know, also reach us on, we have branches in Adenta, Weja, and Kumasi.
Okay.
So
the contact,
for the Accra showroom, you have 030 to 785508/9. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, let me tell you one thing about the super kitchen, right? I was in one of your showrooms here, you know, in Accra, and I liked what I saw, because a lot of kitchens, I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen, but most kitchens that I've been to, when you enter, you're likely to see a microwave, you're likely to see a refrigerator, you're likely to see cutlery, you're likely to see plates strewn all over in the kitchen. But for the super kitchen, one great feature is that it has a built-in, most of the things are built in. So your dish rack is built in, your refrigerator is built in, your microwave is also built in, everything is built in. So if you enter the kitchen, you can't really see anything. Unless you want to use them, then you pull them out. That is one advantage of the super kitchen, and that has been made possible by Superlock Technologies Limited. So this is what it looks like outside the foyer of the Accra International Conference Center. You can see a lot of people seated here, busy. Many of them just arrived, eating outside here. Let me take you to the food court. Let's go to the food court and see what's happening here. You see, the good thing is that I like everything assorted, right? I don't eat salad, but I like everything assorted. I like to eat bits and pieces of everything. So this is an assembly of the best when it comes to food. We have all of them here. What do you want to eat? You want to eat chicken, you want to eat kenke, you want to eat rice, anything you want to eat, you can get it right here. Drinks, popcorn, kebab, fried rice, meat pie, sobolo, everything you want to eat, you can get it right here at the Accra International Conference Center. It's a Saturday today. Come along with the family. Let's drive to the Accra International Conference Center. When you get here, just get something to eat and then walk to the foyer of the AICC and, you know, take advantage of the advice that our leading, you know, experts, exhibitors are given to our patrons here. You get to win amazing prizes as well. Yes, I've been interacting with some of the patrons. You win a lot of prizes. You get discounts as well. Like I told you, I had a 10% discount, now 15. Today, I'm hearing a 50% discount on some of the products here. And it's something that it is exclusive, because when you come to their shop, you're likely not going to get those discounts. You only get them here at the Accra International Conference Center. So, Mamiesi, I'm sure when you're done with the news, this is the place to be. this is the place to be. Come to the Accra International Conference Center, win amazing prizes, and also get to enjoy the discounts that we're giving you. Over to you in the studio.
And exactly, and that was Maxwell Agbagba. Remember, the fair is underway and will end on Sunday at 8 p.m. Drive to the Accra International Conference Center now and enjoy big discounts and amazing prizes. And temporal closure of a radio station due to comments made about Galamsey impact of depreciating cedi and chasing out an MP for not fulfilling promise to fix deplorable roads were some of the major stories which featured in the news desk. In news this week, Hannah Dami has the wrap.
These words from the founder of United Progressive Party flag bearer, popularly known as Odike, incurred the wrath of the Kumasi Traditional Council. In fact, he was barred from the Menchia Palace, and the radio station on which he spoke on was also temporarily shut down.
As someone see Odike card your pen, I am on a moment platform money. Na Odike Kasadi and going to me. If it's a some from home office, as I'm get to IB. Naka Bay. Enka dipi memo dro ya na nanu miehua ye ni beso ya ye beso ni.
You gave Odike the platform to say all that he said without caution. If you want us to accept your apology and show remorse, then announce to your listeners that you erred and apologized. Again, if you want Menchia to give you your hearing, then you have to close down your radio station from Friday, August 26th until the pending issue is resolved.
Mr. Odike was not enthused about that decision. So, was he not willing to offer an apology unless...
I've been banished from Menchia Palace, and traditional instructions has to be respected.
But you are in Kumasi?
At the moment, no.
So you've left the Ashanti region entirely?
Yes, I am somewhere. I'm at my hideout anyway.
You're at a hideout?
Yes.
Okay, you were asked to apologize. Are you willing to apologize?
So now I don't know where I went from until you do something or you say something against the authorities. They will bring you before them, pinpoint where you went wrong, and then you apologize. But in this case, they did not call me, and they did all this at my back. And I wasn't around when they sanctioned all this. So I don't know exactly where I went wrong.
The fast depreciation of the Ghana cedi got traders worried.
Do you have Amani?
I have Amani.
Which one is Amani?
The one that's...
This one is Amani?
No.
This one?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Amani.
Yeah.
And the Amani, how much is one?
3 for 10 cedi.
3 for 10 cedis.
But first it's 4 for 10 cedi.
4 for 10
first,
cedis?
Yeah.
How long ago was this? How long ago? January or?
3 months now.
So in 3 months?
Yeah.
So if I came here 3 months ago, I would have taken 4 of this?
Yeah.
For
10 cedi.
For 4 cedis, you said?
4 for 10 cedi.
4 for 10 cedis.
But now it's 3 for 10 cedi and 5 for 20 Ghana.
Why?
Well, it's expensive.
Why is it so expensive now? Because 4 for 10 cedis is a lot. Yeah. I mean, 3 months ago, I can get,
about
cheaper.
3 months ago, 4 for 10
Well, when you go to buy, why are they telling you it's so expensive?
They said they are increasing, so it's increased. So we have to
increase it.
Yeah.
So was the Pharmaceutical Services and the Council of State.
The PSGH therefore calls on the Ministry of Finance to give directed attention to ensure that financial clearance is achieved for the 203 house officers who are performing morning, afternoon, and night duties in various accredited hospitals in the country. The Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana also calls on our house officers to rescind their decision to withdraw their services on 29th of August as we continue to work on their behalf
Government was, however, confident the cedi will stabilize soon.
As the bulk of our import comes from China, we have suggested on several occasions that we better use the yuan as an alternative to ease the pressure on the United States dollar, as has been done by other nations in the world, such as Zimbabwe. The Bank of Ghana should monitor and enforce its regulations to strictly control trading with the dollar on the local market, as well as the activities of the black market.
The YEA recruited senior high school students to help at CHIPS compounds. Well, some health training institutions are unhappy about that. The YEA gave this explanation.
The health of Mother Ghana and everybody in here. So we acknowledge the work of doctors, we acknowledge the work of nurses, we acknowledge the work of midwives and so on and so forth. However, I'm not sure everybody can do every kind of job in whichever field they are. And we have a basis for what we are doing, which is greatly supported by the World Health Organization, it's supported by the African Union, and it's supported by the Parliament of Ghana, the Ministry of Health. In fact, we are doing this under the auspices of the Ghana Health Service. It would be very surprising to believe or think that the Ghana Health Service, the Health Subcommittee of the Parliament of Ghana, and the Ministry of Health have not gone through all of these things that we are talking about and have not really thought about it. What we are doing is, first of all, to create employment for the young people, young men and women of Ghana.
Have you been to the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair? Well, all your housing needs will be met when you go there.
I'm the creative director and founder of Kalira.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell us, what do you do?
So Kalira is a company, a Ghanaian company that produces beautiful, very good quality and affordable furniture right here in Ghana.
Okay.
Other services we have include reupholstery services. So if you have old furniture that you want us to give, to like do up and make nice again, make it look new again, we have that service.
So you basically pimp furniture, like pimp my ride.
I can pimp your furniture, you know, give a new fabric, put buttons in it.
And that's a wrap of the week with me, Hannah Odame.
There's more news on myjoyonline.com. And we are grateful for your company here from the Joy Newsroom. I am Amisi Thompson.